We met on a dating app, Hinge, the one meant to be deleted.
It was the first dating app date I ever went on, and I didn't, expect much out of it. But we met at Jenna's and went and got a drink.
I could have talked to her for hours, and she was pretty much the same way. Like we hit it off right away.
And my mom, right before, had sent me this little snip out she had, and she got in the mail that was left from Dear Abby.
Then she cut the date a little early. She got this like physical Dear Abby article from her mother that said, keep the guy guessing. Make sure you don't go through all of the topics you want to talk about on the first date.
I was impressed with his love for his family and friends, and we shared kind of those same morals and had a lot of the same interests. He was training for a marathon and loves to run and be athletic, which I also love, and so we just had a lot of the same shared values.
Our first couple of months, we went on some of the most fun dates ever, and it's continued through then, but there was so much new and exciting at that time that it was just like a whirlwind, just like preparing for the wedding has been.
So I knew very early on that he was the one. It was actually on our second date. We went to a restaurant out to eat, and then we went to a concert. Actually, that's true. We went to a restaurant, which has since closed down, Four Quarters, and then across the street there's this dive bar called the Caribou. We just chatted for a long time at the bar, and then went to the Head and the Heart, a concert at the Sylvie.
We went to this concert for our second date, and it was the Head and the Heart.
The famous story is that Thomas came in too early on a song. It's very quiet. The band is very leading up to this momentous moment where they're gonna start the song.
They sing this ooh, and well, of course my voice is terrible, but as we're in the concert, they were leading up to that part, and I came in a verse too early.
Thomas just sings at the bellows at the top of his lungs, coming in way too early.
And so everyone in the audience is quiet, and I'm howling this ooh, and Sierra looks at me, and she is shush. She smacks me.
So I just slap him. I'm you came in too early. Another woman next to us turned, and she's I think your singing voice is great.
You're just well, you can take him.
Okay, well, you get to either choose the woman who thinks her singing voice is great, or you get to choose the woman who's gonna, tell you how it is.
That is the moment that I think back to, that I'm this girl is special, and I really was love struck by her at that point.
I think after that date, I remember being kind of freaked out by that idea, that I knew so much that he was the person I would marry. Calling my best friend and being what? That's so really scary. It's really scary to feel your life is just rolled out in front of you, and but also her just giving me the advice just be excited about it and live in that moment. So second date is when I knew.
Whenever my friends would come over and they met her and stuff, I was just this is the girl. This is the girl. So it was really early on that I knew we were meant for each other.
We had shopped for wedding rings, so I kind of knew it was coming.
Sierra and I we knew we wanted to get married, and so I had been ring shopping, and I wanted to get an idea of what kind of ring she wanted. And goodness, she gave me all of the conflicting instructions. She wanted a silver one, but maybe it should be gold, and it has to be completely unique, but also make it traditional. And she likes an oval diamond, but probably a circle one would shine a little more. We went to a couple of jewelers, looked at things, and I realized that she was not going to be helpful in picking out this ring because she couldn't make up her mind.
We had a couple trips that like after that it could have happened on. And so I feel like there were a lot of moments where I was like, is he going to propose or is he not going to propose? You know, like kind of these moments, but I feel like at every step of the way, he either, I don't know, chickened out or didn't feel like it was the right moment.
We had 2 trips planned in the summer, one to France and one to Ireland for her family reunion. But I think she was sort of expecting me to propose in France because it's the city of love.
We were at my grandfather's land. He grew up in Ireland, and we were at my family reunion.
And it overlooks this beautiful bay, and her grandfather and all of her ancestors basically grew up in this tiny little house. They had like 12 kids. Growing up in a single room with like lofting above for sleeping, no bathroom, no electricity, like different lifestyle than what we currently live.
This beautiful plot of land that kind of overlooks the top of the farm field. It overlooks the ocean, and they have 365 islands for every day of the year is what they say. And so we were out there taking a look at the beauty of these islands, and he definitely surprised me because I didn't expect him to choose that moment.
I got the ring the day before we flew to Ireland, though. There was like a very short time between France and Ireland, and I was sort of a little frantic because I'm like, I need this ready because I knew I was going to propose in Ireland. I had no idea when, where, how, but I got the ring and I was holding it in my pocket the whole plane ride, the whole time we're there, because it felt a little like I got a important piece of jewelry on me here. And I was like sleeping in the plane, and then I'd just be like, oh, it's still there. I thought Sierra would think I had some weird nervous twitch or something because I kept checking my like pockets to make sure it was there.
All of my siblings and their spouses were around, and my brother said, was taking pictures of us, and he's like, how about this pose? How about you try a different pose? And Thomas is like, how about this pose? How about that pose? And then Thomas said, how about this pose? And he got down on one knee and proposed, and I was really surprised.
I didn't tell Brendan that I was planning on proposing, so he had no idea this was coming. And I started making this joke. I was like, oh, should we try a pose? Should we try a pose? How about this pose? And then I got down on one knee and I proposed to Sierra. I asked her, I was kind of blacking out, so I just got the words out like, will you marry me is all I could say. All of her family were around and they started screaming. We started celebrating, and it was really a fun moment. A lot of happy tears going around.
I'm really excited for just have so many important people together. That means so much to me. I can't think of another moment in time that all of these people will be in one place.
It is a very special time. I just can't believe that we have so many people that we love and that love us and like support us, and we're all going to be in the same spot at the same time.
I know it's like funny, but I'm actually really excited for my vows, and I'm really excited for like our ceremony. And a lot of people like want to skip their a lot of people just want to skip to the point where it's like the fun party, and I'm actually really excited about those lead up moments because I feel like those are like where we've taken time to think about things and think through how we want to like write our story. And we talked a great deal about whether we have our wedding in Austin or whether we have it kind of in the area we grew up in Milwaukee. And I think we both landed on Madison because it was such a those early parts of our relationship, just felt so special. While it was short, our time here together, I think it was really it sort of set the pathway for us to move to a new city. And while I love Austin, I feel like Madison is really where our story began.
Our family and friends all live here in Wisconsin, so we pretty much knew from the start that we were going to get married somewhere in Wisconsin. We toured so many different venues, and we loved the Edgewater the most. It wasn't feasible in the summer. We kind of wrote the idea of it off in our minds, and we were looking elsewhere, and we just weren't really happy with any of those. And then Sierra was like, well, let's just check out New Year's. It's on a Sunday this year, so they're probably gonna, not many people get married on a Sunday.
Why New Year's Eve? Oh, we had originally thought summer, but then looking at the menus and kind of trying to figure out how it all worked, I feel like we hadn't really thought about New Year's Eve, and then we were chatting with someone and they told us they had a New Year's Eve wedding. It just sort of sparked an idea in my head. And I definitely love a good dance party, and I felt like it's New Year's Eve, people are gonna have to make it to midnight. So it's like you have to stay up to midnight. You can't leave the party early.
Sierra's very adventurous and confident and intelligent and funny woman. Like I'm just always impressed by her. Whatever it is she does, we're just sitting there and she'll just say something funny or do something that just cracks me up. And the number of times we have been laying down like trying to fall asleep, but we're just like crying from laughter as we trying to fall asleep. She knows what tickles my funny bone.
Hard to sum up all of his aspects in one. Okay, I can't cry. I'll try to not cry. Thomas is so loving, and he just angles me with like love and support and all of these wonderful attributes that and I think that's such a special person to be able to provide all of those wonderful things, and he is so willing to have fun and willing to go on adventures and do the things that bring me a lot of life. And I think he's a very good life partner. He's willing to listen. He's willing to say sorry. He's willing to forgive. And sorry. Yeah, I just feel like at his core, he's a really genuine, good person.
It means the world to me to be married to Sierra and to get married to her. The whole reason I proposed is because I want to spend my life with Sierra, and so it's very it's exciting that it's coming up so quick, and I'll be able to call her my wife, and she'll be able to call me her husband, and we'll get to share our lives together.